What if I told you that understanding blockchain could be as fun as playing a video game? Yes, that's right. I'm going to explain blockchain super easy, especially for you video gamers out there. This is the secret knowledge that the Matrix never teaches you. Let's talk about what a block is in the world of blockchain. Imagine you are playing a video game and every so often you hit a save point. This save point records everything you've done in the game up to that moment, like the enemies you've defeated, the items you've collected, and the quests you've completed. In blockchain, a block serves a similar purpose. A block in blockchain is like this save point. However, instead of game actions, it stores a list of transactions. These transactions could be anything like the transfer of Bitcoin from one person to another, or a record of someone buying a service using cryptocurrency. Just like a save point in a game captures all the important actions, a block captures all the transactions that have happened during a certain period. This block is now ready to join with other blocks in the blockchain, almost like connecting your game's save points in a chain to see the full history of your gameplay. Next, let's talk about the chain in blockchain. Just like in a video game where you have multiple save points, each connected to the one before it, blockchain works the same way with blocks. Each block we just talked about is linked to the previous block. This link forms a chain, which is why it's called a blockchain. Imagine your game's history as a chain of save points. Each save point depends on the last, because it shows a continuation of your game. Similarly, in blockchain, each block contains not just new transactions, but also a reference to the block that came before it. This creates a historical record of all transactions, from the first block ever created to the latest one. It's like being able to trace every step in your game from the start to your current position. Now, let's look at security and verification in blockchain, similar to how security works in video games. In online games, especially ones with multiplayer features, there is a system to check if everyone's scores or achievements are valid. This prevents cheating and ensures fair play. Blockchain uses a similar system to make sure that all transactions in each block are legitimate. This process in blockchain is called mining. Think of it as other players in your game checking if a score is right or if a record was fairly achieved. Miners use powerful computers to verify the transactions by solving complex mathematical problems. Once a block is verified, it can be added to the blockchain. This makes sure that everyone agrees on the transaction history and prevents cheating, keeping the blockchain secure and trustworthy. Let's explore the idea of decentralization in blockchain, which is quite different from how traditional video games store data. In many video games, there is a central server where all the game data is stored. If the server goes down, you might not be able to access your game. Blockchain works differently because it doesn't rely on a central server. Instead, every person in the blockchain network has a copy of all the blocks and transactions. Think of it like this. Imagine if every player in your game had a copy of the entire game's saved data. This means that the game can be played and verified by anyone, and no single person or company has control over the entire game data. This setup makes blockchain very strong and hard to tamper with, because the information is spread out across many people, not just stored in one place. Next, let's talk about transparency and anonymity in blockchain, which might seem like a contradiction, but actually work well together. In some video games, you can see other players' scores and achievements, but you don't necessarily know their real names, unless they tell you. Blockchain functions in a similar way. While everyone in the blockchain can see every transaction and block, that's the transparency part, the identities of the people making those transactions can remain hidden or anonymous. This is like knowing a player's character and their achievements in a game, but not knowing who they are in the real world. This transparency ensures that all actions on the blockchain are visible and open to everyone, which helps build trust among users. At the same time, keeping personal identities private protects users' privacy. It's a balance that allows for open accountability without exposing personal details. Finally, let's talk about new blocks in the blockchain. Similar to reaching new levels or save points in a video game. In blockchain, when new transactions happen, like when someone sends Bitcoin to someone else, they are grouped together into what we call a new block. This is much like when you progress in a game and reach a new save point that records all your recent actions, items, and achievements. Once the block is filled with transactions, it's added to the end of the blockchain, just like adding the latest save point to your game's history. This new block then gets connected to the previous block, updating the entire blockchain with the latest data. It ensures that the blockchain is always up to date and everyone in the network can see the latest transactions, keeping everything open and clear. That's the secret knowledge of blockchain. If you have a question or something isn't clear, leave a comment below. I read every comment and I love hearing from you. And you don't have to subscribe or like this video. I'm sharing this because I believe we can all escape the matrix with Bitcoin. Remember friend, knowledge is power, and together we can unlock the true potential of our digital future. Let's escape the matrix together!